Buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenos días, la hora que sea. Welcome back to What the Peg. We're excited here. We have a really special guest, local from our hometown, Laredo, Texas. Esta persona tiene muchas cosas interesantes de que bueno, no les voy a contar mucho, pero antes, primero que nada, los quiero invitar a acompañarnos con algo de tomar, como Sofi está tomando cafecito. Una agüita, un tequilita, una cervecita. Lo que quieran tomar, por favor, acompáñenos. We're going to talk a little bit about, some sort of sustainability around our things that we usually do, or kind of our daily routine, or things that we come up in our lives that we can somehow do, in a way that is more sustainable and is better for everybody. And thank you for joining us today. I have a really good friend and a special guest today. Her name is Heather. Thank you, Heather, for joining us today.
Thank you.
We also have our good friend Sophie.
Hola.
And then, ¿cómo te llamas, güey?
Rafa.
We have Rafa here with us. And so Heather's here. I think I find it kind of interesting because a lot of us don't know, but it is, there's a business side also that can help, during difficult times, I think. And the business is called Sustainable Estate Liquidation Solutions. All right. So basically what I understand, Heather, it's a solution for liquidation estate. No, I'm kidding. Saying it backwards. But it's basically, the name says it all. It's a service that you can provide the community during, I imagine, an estate sale. I'm imagining, you're in situations where, maybe a family member has passed, or a friend, or whatever it may be, and you need help liquidating, right? Selling the estate, which is anything that was belonged to that person, right? So, thank you so much for coming and joining us. So, before we get started on exactly on, how all this works, I want to get to know Heather a little bit. So, Heather, what I understood, you're from California originally.
Originally, yes.
Right?
Yes.
You were born in LA.
Yes.
The city of angels. And then you moved to New Mexico.
No,
I mean Arizona.
No.
like a lot,
Vegas. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I lived in Ohio most of my life. And
then,
true.
Ohio.
And then moved back to California for college, and then moved to Texas, and then moved to Arizona, and then back to Texas, and it's been, a fun little journey back and forth.
I've heard Ohio's kind of weird because it's round in both ends and high in the middle.
Oh, I never noticed.
No?
So I'm just glad to be out. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying because the way you spell Ohio,
Oh.
round on both ends and high in the middle. I don't know. It's a lame joke. Ya se pueden reír. You guys can laugh.
Ay, qué chistoso.
You can. Armando will put the applause.
No.
So, okay. I'm trying to get over my jokes. I need to stop saying those. If we want this podcast to get anywhere. So, you went to Ohio, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Ohio geographically?
Pennsylvania, and then Indiana, and then Kentucky, Michigan's kind of.
Yeah, no. But I remember there's a song, right, that goes with the states, how they run, or no? Anyway, maybe. It's been quite a day. I'm coming up with all these songs. Um, so Ohio, which is pretty cold, you went from a nice, windy. I mean, I guess you would say kind of a coastal. Wait, is it close by? No.
Well, no, Ohio's not.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm saying like a beach where you by a beach where in Ohio.
No. We were not.
Güey, tómate unas clasecitas, güey, qué horror.
So where is Ohio in the U.S. or? Nah, I'm kidding. Dude, I'm trying to make conversation here. Help me out a little bit. No, I'm kidding. So then, Ohio, which is next to LA, I'm kidding. You after there, you went to.
So Ohio, and then back to California to go to college.
Okay, so you went to CLA, or what is it called?
FITM, Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising.
Oh, fashion. Okay, now I understand the fashion. And how was fashion school?
Well, that one was terrible, honestly. Like,
Really?
I could have gone to LA Trade Tech or community college and probably gotten the same education, if not better, for way less. Yeah.
So you're saying that it was the quality, or was it?
It was just I'm paying for the name, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay.
Like fashion, you pay for the name.
Yeah.
But you didn't know? Or...
I didn't know. It was, internet wasn't like it is today, back
yeah.
then when I was doing research and stuff, so it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did basically a bachelor's or
Associates
in fashion, and then how was it? Did you do your own like sewing and mannequin kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean we had the technical classes and everything, but some of our classes were in the fashion district, but they were in the same buildings as like some sweatshops. It's like kind of got to see the other side of fashion.
The ugly truth.
The ugly truth, yeah, exactly. Those buildings did not have AC.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And the elevators were downright scary.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I remember that. Like,
That's dark.
Yeah.
So you used to have basically your classes around that, like all those, I guess that are I don't know.
Like some classes. Yeah. And then some classes, of course, were held at main campus, where it was all nice and shiny.
Yeah. And then, so what's like the fundamental behind, I guess, like fashion? What is fashion, I guess?
I don't know.
If you had to describe, like, I remember because my degree is in finance, and my professor, one of the final exams. The question was, what is finance? And what's the fundamental behind finance? And we had to describe, this whole thing. So I'm wondering, what is fashion, or what makes fashion? Is it just when you get together, or you just express art, or?
Yeah, you express art through what you wear, and yeah.
So when people say that's fashionable, that just means it's
unique, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unique.
Because dude, you're so fashion. What does that mean? That means you're
cool. You're unique.
Yeah, they get to take on the word. Well, I remember when I was in college, I had similar classes that did not involve culinary with students that were also in fashion. And yeah, they had the mannequins, and they would have to elaborate a lot of different, what's it called, clothing items and stuff. But then they also had the business side. I don't know if they also had that in your campus.
They did, but it was a totally different major.
Oh, okay.
And more money. Woohoo! Okay.
No, yeah, I remember. But for example, with what you see now in regards to being more sustainable, I know they had to look out for example, clothings that well, not necessarily recycled, but like where they would take clothing items and they would revamp them or do something with it, and they had to input that into like their capstone projects and things like that. It was pretty cool. I mean, a lot of my classmates, they used to go to thrift shops and things like that, and they would look for like old jackets, like different hats. That's where I also got the liking on hats. I started wearing a ton of hats in school because I would see that.
So that's what you mean, that you wear a lot of hats in
my
job.
field. Yes.
Not that you do a lot of different things, it's just you wear different hats
Yeah, no.
every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say that. But
that's
no,
cool.
yeah.
So you were exposed to some of the fashion.
Yeah, and also there was photography, there was other careers, and they used to match us. They would tell us like, oh, get a photographer to help you with taking the pictures of your plates, and then go talk to the people in fashion to see if they can give you ideas for the linens and things like that. But yeah, it was pretty cool because you got involved with different people in different, fields. But,
It's exciting.
But
So-
yeah, I'm sure it's complicated. It's more complicated than it seems. Well, yeah.
What's like a moment you remember that stuck with you in college?
I remember just being at that school during the time of they were shooting the Hills with like Lauren Conrad.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember any of that.
It was like the high school, right?
Yeah, it was like I think she was supposed to go
The
there and
Hills.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw her, but yeah,
No.
it was just a lot of like excitement or
They were shooting a movie there.
yeah, they were shooting that series there sometimes, but
Nice. And I mean, did you feel like you took away some fashionista?
here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I'm just saying, maybe we can get some advice. So the way I paired these jeans with this jacket was because, I mean,
I just feel that I've kind of moved away from that aspect, but I'm
Okay.
more into the vintage fashion and just like kind of recycling stuff, like going to thrift
Reusing.
shops and like reusing stuff.
and that goes hand in hand with what you're called to do today, no? I mean, the whole estate thing is kind of the same thing. The goal behind it is reusing, recycle, revamp. No, okay. What is the other word?
Reduce.
Reduce.
Mm.
Dang. Okay, almost had it.
It's okay.
Not revamp, which is part of what you were saying. But Rafa's like, I did. Dude, I wanted to show you guys this pillow. I wanted to have the pillow in here, if you don't mind, Abby. Can we just have? Yeah, it just reminded me right now. I want to have this pillow here. Thank you, Abby. Does that come out on the camera? It comes out on the camera, dude, right here?
Yeah, it does.
Nice. Oh, badass. Okay. So it's kind of like what you do now. I mean, I think that's why maybe you felt like you were called to do or use or that service that you're offering now. So just so everybody knows, Heather provides a way for you to be able to not worry or kind of help you through the process of getting, your items sold, your family members that passed away sold. You don't necessarily have to pass away, right, to have an
Right.
estate sale?
Yeah, right. You can be moving away or downsizing, but we only do like in-home estate sales, or we could do yard sales too. We just don't have a physical location that like if you need to like bring stuff out of the house,
Right.
we can't do that yet. But yeah.
No, that's cool. So now your house becomes kind of a place where people walk through and say, hey, I like that pillow. How much for that pillow? And you usually do your kind of market analysis, your comparative market analysis kind of thing, and kind of price tag everything. Nice. Have you ever been in a situation where people are like, that's actually sold, and then the homeowner says, no, I don't want to sell it anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a very awkward situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you got to let it go.
Well, we actually had to just not sell it, unfortunately. Yeah, it was just a bad.
It was a bad.
It was a bad situation. Yeah, it's like, okay.
What was it?
It was just like this tool thing, air compressor, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I need that air compressor.
Yeah.
Wherever he was moving to. So not only does it serve the purpose when you're, trying to, sell your family's, I guess, or
Items.
loved ones' items, but it's also like, you could use it at any time, if you're downsizing. So, yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. I like it. I don't know if there's ever been a situation where it's been kind of fulfilling that you were, hey, we did a good job. We helped the family pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much every job we've done so far. Yeah,
Nice.
it's always been fulfilling, and just even if we don't get everything sold, if we are at least able to make the client like, over $1,000 or something,
Yeah.
it's very fulfilling. The stuff doesn't get thrown into the landfill. It gets rehomed, and we always ask our customers who shop with us, like, hey, like here's our social media, tag us, with your finds. And so that also, like when they do that, it also, makes me feel good. It's like,
That's
this stuff
nice.
is getting, has a new life now. And
So they share kind of what they reused or recycled their items that they bought. That's cool.
yeah.
And then they tag you. What do you have what's your like hash, or what is it, like, is it called handle?
Handle.
Yeah.
I believe it's Sustainable Estate Sales,
Okay.
and we're on Facebook and Instagram.
Nice. I'll make sure to go check it out. Like it. So yeah, I don't. How did you even? So after fashion school, that's when you were introduced to this, or how?
It was many years. I feel like it was like we didn't start our company until last year, but like
Okay.
so many years after college.
So after a few years after college, you felt like you were, you started getting your kind of experience in this whole.
Yeah, I worked with another company, and just kind of seeing how they ran things and seeing some flaws and like, oh, I could do this a lot better, or, why aren't we like, it's like instead of just throwing away like items with chips or like clothing that's stained, or bras, like we literally toss them, and then like wire hangers in the garbage. I'm like, wait, like let's scratch this and actually either find a charity we can donate this to, or donate the hangers to a local dry cleaners. They weren't about that.
Yeah.
But I think they might be catching on now. But after I mentioned several times to them. But yeah, it was just very like, there's got to be something that
Some
could
sort
be
of
done.
change. So you were part of another company, and then got exposed to the way things flow with estate sales, and you said you were maybe moved to make a change and take it upon yourself and say, hey, if I want to do it, make a change, I guess I
do it
could.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you started doing it, and then now we're here with the Sustainable Estate Liquidation Solutions. It's awesome. And is it like a family business, or?
Oh, it's my partner and I.
Okay.
My partner, Courtney Barnes, she is in Tucson right now.
Okay.
So you know, every time we get clients, I travel back to Tucson. I haven't had a client here yet. But yeah, she's amazing. Like sometimes she's had to handle some stuff like before I can get there, and or do a couple like smaller sales on her own. But yeah, we both love what we do. We love rifling through old stuff. We have over 10 years experience collectively doing like stuff like this.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Has there ever been like you're selling, or I don't know, have you ever been kind of tempted to buy things from your clients?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of selling them, you're like calling dibs on everything.
Well, sometimes like we'll say, hey, can we like get this, this, and this? Like it kind of like as, you know, we'll work for stuff too, like on top of our commission.
Okay.
So I mean, it works out if they say yes. Hey, you know, it works out. So we're completely transparent with them.
It's like, hey, I like that.
Like obviously, if it's like a higher value item, we'll sell it. You know,
Yeah.
like
So I like your house. Can I get your house?
we don't sell the house though.
Okay.
But yeah.
You could.
I think that would be like tougher, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's easier to have like people come in. Has there ever been like things like a really heavy piano or something?
we did have a piano, but we weren't able to sell it.
No.
Like because we had to move. We had one sale where we had to move everything like outside, but there was a piano that we had to just keep in the house. Like we had no way of moving it outside.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate, but yeah.
I'll say a joke in Spanish. Tengo un amigo que dicen que es el... Bueno, ya se me fue.
Se me olvidó.
No, era el... Dice que es como ya. Es un piano, ¿cómo se dice cuando it's haunted?
¿Embrujado?
Maldito.
Embrujado.
Mm-hmm.
Dice de que we'll cut this off, dude, but like we'll make it good. Okay, here. Tengo un chiste que un amigo le dicen el piano embrujado
¿Por qué?
porque se toca solo.
Ay.
I don't know how to translate it, but
Rafa, tradúcelo.
I have a friend that his nickname is the haunted piano because he plays himself. But
he plays with himself. Well,
he plays it.
wait, now that sounds wrong. But that's how you would. Rafa, what do you say?
No,
dude?
no. Translation. It's funny in Spanish, as they say.
I guess you had to be there, Rafa. Sorry, I came in wrong. But yeah, so you had a piano, you couldn't take it outside, and then I made a joke that wasn't that funny, and then. So how was that? Why'd you have to have everything in the front?
So the house ended up selling to a investor in Tucson, and they that was like their demand. Like they needed, you know, we were allowed to have a estate sale, but it had to be outside, and we had to have everything out like as much as we could, like by a certain time. But like outside of the house, you know, we work with, you know, time crunches and stuff, and it's very interesting.
And Tucson is hot, no?
It was actually January,
Oh.
so it wasn't too bad. A little rainy sometimes, but other than that.
But still having to put everything outside.
Oh, it was annoying.
And only just two? Like you and your partner?
Well, my partner, I wasn't able to come out for a bit, so she ended up doing a lot of it. But she had some of the family members actually were able to help out, so that was very nice. So like we'll get situations where the clients are like very nice and they'll actually offer to help, like, you know,
Do the sale.
you know.
And then you do the marketing for it and kind of thing, like announce it everywhere. Nice. That's cool. What's like I don't know, has there ever been like a super random, I guess, item that you're like, that's the most...
What's that about?
Like, what is that kind of thing? Or everything's pretty common?
I mean, everything's. Let's see, I'm trying to think of anything that stood out. Well, there was one time we had.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that's different. I think that's you would have never known. Like, hey, somebody could use the, everything.
Nice.
So, yeah. Have you ever had a garage sale?
No,
Never.
never.
Yes, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is more like an estate sale. It's not like a garage sale.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Like things are priced a little higher. It's not like. Yeah.
it's not like you're trying to like sell things that you were gonna throw away.
Right.
These aren't like things that you just want to throw away. But you've had garage sales?
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Did you
Well, the
get
thing is, I came across a lot of collectibles from my family that, I mean, I'm sure other people are enjoying, and also clothing. I typically do try to either sell or donate. Actually, prior to moving to California, I gave away all my clothes. I only left with 4 white T-shirts, like a packet of the Hanes T-shirts.
the Hanes?
Yeah. That's because I needed space for my PlayStation to fit in the bag. So,
Ay, Rafa.
yeah. So literally, I had like 2 pairs of jeans, the pack of white T-shirts, things. Yeah.
I hope you took some underwear.
I also did take a packet of underwear.
Or you gave it away too.
No. So a lot of that.
Wasn't.
You can tear it up. No, you can tear it up and use it as rags. So I would do that back then. Ya que se están rompiendo, pues ya, mejor úsalo como trapo.
Nice. So you use it as like to clean.
Yeah, like for oil in the cars and things like that. Like,
Not dishes, right?
no.
Okay.
Maybe T-shirts, but yeah.
Okay, good.
But no, yes.
Did you ever have people steal? Do you have to watch out for that?
Yeah.
For people stealing stuff?
We do our best. I mean, there's only usually 2 of us that work the sale. But yeah, we try to be careful as much as possible.
Can you tell like there's some, suspicious people?
You can't. Honestly, like, you can't tell.
No. I mean, if I see somebody like Rafa come in, I'm gonna be like, I'll probably
Wear the
look at-
hats.
I'll probably look at him a little bit more than if I saw, you guys.
Gracias.
Well, maybe Sophie a little bit more. But I'm just kidding, Rafa. But yeah, no. So then, because I remember, I don't know, my mom used to have, she used to sell these home interior things. I don't know if you've heard of the home interior brand, but it's like a catalog that people buy, like Mary Kay kind of thing. So she would sell these items, or she would buy a bunch of them, and like, I guess sell them, like on, I don't know. I remember there was one time, this guy just came up to, I guess, her little shop where she was selling some decorations. And he took a little, like, it was like, what is that guy going to use it for, But he took, like, it was like, I don't know, it was like that elephant, but like smaller, that it fit in, like, his pocket. And I saw him take it, and I told my mom, and she was like, just let him, like, who cares, just let him take it. But yeah, that's why I brought up that question, because
Yeah, it's so hard to tell sometimes because you don't know. I mean, it's.
yeah. What wouldn't you want to sell? Like, what's something that you're like, no, I'm not going to sell that, or that's not a good idea to sell?
I mean.
Because you find drugs, and you're like, you can't sell that. Or like guns, you can't sell guns, right? Or you can.
I think you can, but you have to have you might have to have a license.
Or maybe, or maybe like get some, like a certificate or something like written in that you're gonna sell it.
I would like to not sell it, but
Yeah.
uh,
Shoot. Yeah, because it can be tricky with some things. Alcohol you can't sell, I imagine.
no.
And I'm sure you would find a lot of like collectible wines or things like that in certain houses.
I think
Yeah.
I feel like if it's not opened, it might be okay, but I'm not sure. Honestly, I might have to do a little research on that.
If you don't sell it and you give it away, you
Could
could give it away.
You
It's
could
not
give it
against the
away.
law. And you can tell them, like, I'll give you the alcohol if you buy this.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
You
a
can
good
get
idea.
creative.
So yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I got that idea one time when I was underage and I was drinking. And, what? I'm kidding. Thank you, Armando, for laughing. But yeah, I went to this hotel in San Antonio. I was staying over in San Antonio after a football game that I went to over there. It was like, I don't remember who was playing. It was a Texas Tech game versus some other university, and then I stayed over at a hotel nearby, the Alamo Dome, and we walked in and there was this huge ice chest that they were selling beer, and I told the I guess receptionist, and I was like, hey, can we buy some? And she's like, dude, like you guys are underage, like you guys are like little kids. And then I was like, well, we're just gonna go to our room, and she's like, well, if you take it, technically I didn't sell it to you. And I was like, I learned something from her. She's smart. So yeah, I'm like taking some beer to my room, and it was like those first like I don't know times that you're like, I think I was in high school, and it was like, dude, I hadn't really drank, but I remember I didn't even drink the whole beer. But yeah, that's my story with not buying alcohol. Right? There's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's illegal, huh? If you don't buy it.
I mean, on their end, it's true.
Well, my end
Yeah.
too, right?
No, see.
Like if I buy alcohol underage,
Well, but if you just drink it, well, if you just take
that's
it.
a good one.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
just take.
Underage drinking is illegal.
Mm-hmm. Boy.
But what if I buy it? I can't buy it either.
No.
So giving it to me is not illegal.
Yes.
If you that's providing my yeah. That's true. That is illegal, right? Is it?
Tabla.
No. Now I remember because I remember one time I was at a high school party, and obviously there was drinking, and there was the party got raided, and then the cops wouldn't if they were getting MIPs, minor in possession, so tickets,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when people started jumping the fence and stuff. So, and then neighbors started chasing us through their backyards. And then we went to jail. Okay. No, but yeah, MIP, so minor in possession. And then it was either they give out tickets to all the minors to go to court, right? And you get MIPs,
Mm-hmm.
or they give the homeowner a ticket for providing alcohol to minors, or it's kind of facilitating or something like that. I don't know. I've never looked at that law, but yeah. So don't want to sell alcohol, especially if you don't have to ID anybody. Guns, I wouldn't want to sell.
Like sharp knives and
Yeah.
like weapons of any kind.
But like, for example, high ticket items, do you think that those would be more so like auctioned, or like, for example, collect a car as a
Oh.
collectible? Because you would
We
think,
could.
yeah. Because I mean, I've seen whenever they auction off like really nice cars, things like that. and you usually have a high turnover of people where they, people who collect those cars come through, and it's typically with high ticket items. Like for example, that piano, I'm sure was a high ticket item, but that would be, I'm assuming, more for like an auction, or do you think it would also sell like in a estate sale?
I think the right person would have had to have come along.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that pianos really aren't sellers, but it just depends.
Yeah.
Or we would have had to maybe called like, a specialty store and have them buy it or something. Like,
Or concession, right?
Consignment.
Consignment, not a concession stand.
What is consignment?
Consignment.
It's like I have stuff on consignment.
So like, let's say you have a
it's like-
store, and I want to sell something. Let's say you have a restaurant, and I want to sell my, cake, and I can say, hey, can I put it in there on your your restaurant on consignment? Meaning you just make some space for it,
Oh,
and
okay,
then
okay.
people buy it, and then you give
The
me
proceeds go directly to you.
to me, right? And then obviously maybe we can profit share or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's like consignment. You can tell I'm hungry. I was thinking of cake in a restaurant as dessert. But yeah, I mean, I think I don't remember. Well, I did have one experience with an estate sale, and I didn't know it was there. Like I didn't know it was happening because I heard of it. I was walking by it, and people were coming in and out. There's tons of cars, and I was like, oh, well, it's not a garage sale because there's nothing outside. So then I walked in because everybody was walking in, and I saw that there's people there with like a cash register kind of thing, and people were paying and buying stuff. And I was about to buy some patio furniture. It was really nice, but it was kind of expensive. So I was like,
Never
guess
mind.
I gotta eat. So tonight, yeah.
Well, we usually there's like the first day is like full price, and then depending on how long your sale goes, then the other days are get discounted.
Oh, so you have multiple days.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think are the best days to do these estate sales?
Well, we usually have them over the weekends.
Weekend?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays sometimes. Yeah.
Sunday. Yeah, I think the weekend would work best for me to like be driving by and then want to jump in. Nice. Have you ever had kids running around everywhere?
No, actually no. Mm-mm.
That's good.
I've had some pretty well-behaved people.
Yeah. We haven't had any Rafas running around.
Looking for hats.
Do you have any hats? Do people ask for stuff? Like, have you ever had people say, do you have
There's
this?
something
Yeah.
in particular?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Like
it's
what?
like let's see,
Do you have this
like
book by...
coins or books, coins, like certain clothing items, just certain items, and sometimes we're like, oh yeah, we do. It's this way, or no, sorry. It's,
I'm like, no, we can't get you beer. I'm sorry. Do you guys have any beer? Yeah, that's interesting. I think it it's important for people to, I think find professionals to be able to, get the best or kind of I think more out of their items, especially if some people don't know how to price things. I think that takes some skill and learning. So I see the value in these services, and I'm excited because I know Laredo's a different market. I know people here maybe haven't heard of, estate liquidation or estate sales, but I think there might be some good people out there we could reach out to and that they could help kind of lead the way. I know, maybe funeral homes. I'm thinking, yeah, I think also like
Well, the real estate agents.
real estate
Mhm.
agents. I was thinking of like church.
Churches, yeah.
Yeah.
There's even the, I found this out the other day. I was just looking at some social media and stuff. I'm going to reach out to the Laredo Medical Center Auxiliary.
Okay.
There's a lot of older people there.
Yeah. Or like hospice, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, hospice care.
Hospice care, like all the
Sure.
home health care places.
Nice. Yeah, I think all of them it would be less stressful for me. I think knowing that maybe I can call Heather, knowing that family members in hospice, and I'm freaking out because they have a bunch of things, and especially if they're leasing. So like if they're leasing a home, and you have to get everything out on time, and then that's another expense because you got to store it maybe somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you can get Heather to come out and get everything sold as much as possible, even if it takes a couple weekends,
Right.
doesn't have to be in one day.
No.
Mhm.
And you got some good time. So I'm excited for that. I think it's something different, and I think it's something new to Laredo. And I think pioneers in their niches, I think, like they've said, like it's riches are in the niches. So I think this little niche and this business you have going on, the solution, I think can really, I think, find a lot of people can find value in that. So
Well, and we also hope to bring tourism to Laredo as
Okay.
well, because one of the places we advertise on is estatesales.net, which is, it's an app,
and people travel
and
to
people
these
will
estates.
travel to the estate sales. Because I know, like, I've traveled to Houston and San Antonio for sales and stuff, and so people will want to come down here if they know that there's sales.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
True.
there's that, and
What,
just
there's a show on I don't know what channel exactly, like Discovery or something like that, where they they go hunt for I guess collectible items.
Yeah.
oh, American Pickers.
Yeah, American Pickers. Yeah, and they'll find like this random sign
Mhm.
that's like a little tin sign that's like worth like $1,000 or something, and it's all faded. So that's cool. I bet you can find a lot of things here in Laredo.
I know.
Yeah.
I just, yeah.
Yeah, and I think once you get that first one, and then you start, I think people here are very, like based on referrals. So I think once they have an experience and say, "Hey, dude, Heather made my life so much easier." Once you have a couple of those, it's like wildfire here in Laredo. So
Well, I also want the people of Laredo to know, I understand that it is like, from what I've heard, like Hispanic culture, like they like to hold on to stuff of their
Okay.
deceased loved ones, like in a way to honor them,
True.
but I want people to know, like, that's okay, that's great, but at the same time, like, if you are able to let go, you can make money, but also let us help you by, to honor your loved ones as well. But we would, like, we don't throw anything away unless it's actually trash. Like, we will
Right.
make sure it is rehomed mindfully, whether it be through the sale or donated. We don't donate to Goodwill or Savers or any big box thrift stores.
Mhm.
We like to donate to like local businesses, local organizations.
Yeah.
Like the past sales, I've actually brought some stuff over from Tucson to here to Best Friends for Life, some cat stuff.
Okay.
And like Bridge Ministries, we had some Bibles and some religious items. I brought them back and gave that to them, and I really enjoy doing that. Like
That's awesome.
having like my different places that I know. Okay, those that they'll be glad to have this stuff.
It's gonna go a
Wow.
longer way. It's gonna be
Yes.
good. It's
It's
gonna get
really nice.
noticed, and yeah, it's gonna have meaning behind it.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people don't realize, and what it kind of clicked right now when you said people are so attached to something sometimes because it's sentimental value. A lot of the things that, like, even if it's a little decoration, It's like that was, my mom's. I think sometimes it's probably honoring them more if you let somebody actually use it instead of like storing it somewhere and collect dust. And it's just taking up space. So I really do wish you, nothing but the best. You can count on What the Peg for any support. And if whenever you do have a sale, let us know. We can take the team out there and make it an experience. So again, Heather, thank you so much for coming by and taking some time out of your schedule and showing us what this estate liquidations is about. So I hope you had some, it was a good sharing. I feel that we had. So everybody at home, thank you for taking some time out of your day, and hope you had a little bit of relaxed time. I know we all get busy and we forget to take some time off and maybe learn something new. I think that it can help society. I think be a little bit more sustainable. So thank you, everybody, all the people following What the Peg, new people, please share and like, especially go look at it's estate sales.
I believe so. Our IG and Facebook handles are Sustainable Estate Sales.
Okay, we'll check it out. And otra vez, muchas gracias a todos. Espero que se la hayan pasado bonito aquí en What the Peg. Los esperamos para la próxima. Y saludcita y salud. No. Gracias. Y bye. Y gracias. Bye.